here in the Charlotte, North Carolina area and Rock Hill, South Carolina. And I have been practicing yoga and meditation for almost 25 years. Been teaching it for about 20. And it is a regular daily part of my life, even when I'm not teaching it. And so I appreciate you all being here. I had some conversation with some of you over the last few weeks, and I know some of you, this is a new topic. So I'm so grateful for you having an open mind to consider the options and that meditation has for us as healthy aging. And so today, just to give you a little bit of a preview of what we're going to be doing today, bringing in the topic of weaving in meditation, or looking at your mealtime, looking at what we're eating as a meditation. So we're going to talk just briefly about that. And because I know that's one of the topics this month with your Active Aging Week, you had actually my friend, Chef Carol Green, with you talking about healthy foods and recipes and how food can aid in boosting your immune system. Well, we're going to take that a little bit further, one step further, to talk about how you can actually use your mealtime as meditation to continue also as a tool to aid even further in that process of helping with boosting your immune system, and just talk a little bit about digestion. So we'll do that just for a few minutes on the PowerPoint presentation, and then I'll guide a meditation for you today. I've got one picked out, and so we'll practice one too. All right, so we'll do those, both of those. And next week, we'll talk about the benefit of weaving meditation into movement, like walking or just general stretching. We'll talk about that next week, and also do a guided meditation. So let's get to it and talk about this. Mindful eating, or eating as a meditation, is our presentation topic today. So it's interesting, and I'll read these bullet points out loud, because I think we have a person or two coming to us today from the phone, so they don't have the benefit of seeing this presentation. So I will read these bullet points, and if anyone has questions, I think Jackie is there and can see. You can place a question in the chat, and as we go along, if you'd like to, feel free to do that. So the first thing is that from a mind-body nutrition perspective, the digestive system is our body's barometer. It tells us how we're handling life. And so how does it do that? When our body is in high stress mode, the body isn't necessarily concerned about digesting food. Instead, it takes all that energy, and shifts it into what the body thinks is an attack. Right? This may cause the body to slow the digestion, leaving food in the gut unmetabolized or unable to process. So basically what this is it's our nervous system. You know, back in the ancient days, we needed this attack mode called fight or flight, right? Because lions, tigers, and bears are running after us. So our blood, right, energy would shift into our legs and our arms for us to be able to run. And it moves away from the belly area, from the organs that digest. And so when we're in, and that still happens, our prehistoric brain is still there. And when we're in that high stress mode with either anxiety or whatever it is, high stress is causing, that same nervous system is kicking in, right? And so it moves away from our ability to digest our food well. And we're going to talk about how we can shift that. And so when our body and our mind is more in a calm state, which is the rest and digest part of our nervous system, blood flow is more equally distributed in the body to better aid with food metabolism, getting your body the nutrition it needs, ability to absorb better. And so what can we do? One of the things that we can do, that we have the power to do, is we can slow down and breathe, right? The best state for your body to metabolize food is when it's present and relaxed. And so I have 6 tips here to think about to help make every bite a meditation experience. And one thing is to do, I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, I grew up in New Hampshire, and we, my family, my grandparents had a farm, we had a farm, garden and a farm. And so it was really important, like our food, when we cooked our food, it was created in a calm state of mind. It was created in a relaxed environment. It was created with love, basically. And so we think about that, and how can we do that today? Because I don't have that right now in my life, but we can still apply those principles to enjoy what we eat and prepare food in a calm state of mind. So it starts with kind of noticing how you're feeling if you prepare your own food, or if you go somewhere or order food. It's just noticing, how are you feeling? Do you feel stressed? Has it been a stressful day, stressful morning? Notice, if the heart rate is higher, notice how your body is, and see if you can eat in a relaxed environment. And while this isn't always possible, it's best to try to sit down without the distractions of phone or other device. And I definitely get it. I enjoy, my husband and I enjoy listening to music when we eat. And so, yeah, bring in things that bring you joy, right? And obviously right now it's a challenging time in life. So one thing that my husband and I have made a commitment is that we don't watch the news when we're eating. And actually this is kind of funny, because the next one on our list of tips is breathe. That's kind of appropriate, I think, right? Because hey, this is real life. Things happen that we don't necessarily expect, and it's a good lesson in just rolling and going with the flow of what is presented to us. And so that's very appropriate, actually. And so thanks for hanging in there, and we'll get back to it. And my husband's upstairs in our house trying to, thank goodness he's an IT guy. So our third tip, so we're talking about the meditation experience and in your meal, right? Your meals. And the third tip is breathe, and which we will practice today. We've practiced every week that we've been together this month. And the breath is the one thing that I don't want to say we always have control over. Some of us we don't, depending on if there are any health issues. But the breath is typically, it can be one thing that we can do to learn how to breathe and take a few deep breaths and step away from a stressful situation and try to bring our body down into a calm state before we eat, right? And the other trick that I think about too is repeating an affirmation. An affirmation is just a positive thought, like to shift your brain if your brain needs that little shift, such as like, I am calm, I feel good, I am well, things like that before you take your first bite of food. So take a few breaths, shift your brain, repeat an affirmation, positive thought, and then engage. Number 4, this is actually taken from a book that I love, and this is Notice and Honor. So as you eat, and as we chew, we're going to talk about chewing in a second. Notice, enjoy. It's all about joy, right? Enjoy and notice what your food smells like and what it tastes like, taking those moments to basically savor and enjoy. And here is a meditation that I took from a monk. He's Thich Nhat Hanh, and his book Savor. And it's something that you could say, if this resonates with you, it's just an option. It's just a meditation, a suggestion. And some folks, like, they have a prayer before meal. So it could engage in a meditation or a prayer, and just take the time to really notice and enjoy the experience of eating. I love the end. We eat to be healthy, to be happy, to be more present and productive. And, as we enjoy the food, is thinking about chewing well. This is kind of interesting. Chewing breaks food down into smaller particles that are more easily digested, and nutrients get absorbed into the body. There's some research that says chewing a bite between 5 to 10 times for softer foods, and even more for dense food. Or just, I know it's really not practical or realistic to like sit there and go 1, 2, how many times, to count how many times you chew. And just chew until the food feels more soft or more liquid-like. So it's broken down. Digestion starts in your mouth, in the chewing process. And then pause between bites. Right? It takes about 20 minutes for the mind and body to communicate that it's full. And so this is when I learned that, it was so interesting. Is one of the things, when I was raising my son, in the school system, right? They give the children it's such a fast lunch. They don't even have those 20 minutes to eat. So the body doesn't even know, am I full or am I not full? So it is important, right, to try to take the time to pause, to chew well, to enjoy. And I understand realistically, sometimes it's not possible to do this every meal. But these are just things and tips to think about, and so that your body can fuel itself well and eat all that great food, and especially those recipes like Chef Carol gave, and so and to enjoy the process, right? Turn it into an experience. Any questions before we actually practice the meditation this morning about those tips? Okay, so let's do this. We are actually I'm going to guide us a meditation this morning. And so if you have been with me the last couple of weeks, you may have a favorite seated position or lying down if you're at home. And if this is new for you today, I'll just give a couple of quick tips before we get into it. And one of the things to think about is, if you're seated, try to find your best posture, your best, right? Everybody's body's different. So we're kind of thinking about ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. If you're seated, this helps to open up and lift up, open the abdominal, right? So lifts your ribs up so that you can breathe and you can digest well, right? When we're kind of crunched and rolled over, our organs get kind of crammed and crunched. So, if you can, trying to find, the posture that's most comfortable. And sometimes it does feel a little weird to sit up straight, right? Because we are so rounded forward. Find that position. If you're lying down, you can definitely bend your knees and put a pillow under the knees to support your lower back, right? And find that comfortable spot. And we'll be here for just a few minutes. And if your body signals you to move, if it gets uncomfortable, please feel free to shift and move your body into a different position. And the eyes, your eyes can remain opened or closed. If they are open, the suggestion is to find something to look at, something that you could gaze at to keep your focus. So if your eyes are looking all over the room, your brain usually follows. Your brain will start looking all over the room too. So go ahead and find your space, find your posture, right? And we'll settle here. Eyes are opened or closed. And we'll start out with that 3-part breath that we've been working on all month. I'll guide that first as a review and refresher. And then our guided meditation today will be a walk at the beach. And so allowing your body to rest and settle into the seat that you're in. And notice the rise and the fall of your natural breath without any kind of judgment. All of us have different breath capacities. And if you can, maybe breathe in and out of the nose, as the nose is a natural filter from any toxins in the air. And if that's not possible, no problem. Just breathe however you naturally breathe. And we'll consider that there are 3 parts to the breath, imagining like there's 3 parts to your lungs. There's a lower part, a middle part, and an upper part. So as we breathe in, on the inhale breath, you're filling the lungs from the lower to the middle to the upper. And then your out breath, the exhale breath, moves from the upper lungs to middle lungs to lower. You can even count. Inhale in for a count of 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, fill the lungs for a count of 3, 2, 1. And if you can, exhale even longer for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 30, 2, 1. Exhale longer for 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe imagining the breath like a wave in the ocean. The inhale breath is the wave that comes into the shore, onto the sand. And the exhale is the wave moving from the sand back out into the big, vast ocean. Breathe and settle here. And then we'll ease our way into a guided meditation this morning. Breathe in a way that feels free and easy. Relaxing further into the steady rhythm of your breath. Notice any tightness or tension or discomfort in your body. Imagine using your out breath, the exhale breath, to release that tension. This meditation today is where we can enjoy your imagination through some guided imagery. Sometimes for some people, this imagery can show up like a movie screen in your mind. Other people see shapes and colors in their mind. Other people may not see anything. They just may enjoy listening to the imagery. If your mind wanders, bring it back to your breath. Let your imagination drift to being outside. Imagine yourself along your favorite shore at the water's edge. The shore is sandy and it glistens in the sunlight. You notice shells and stones and sand, all sparkling, all different sizes and types of shells and stones. And then take that picture in and notice the sights in your mind, the color of the sky, the richness of the scenery, the shining color of the water and the waves. It's beautiful and inspiring. Maybe you notice other sights around, like birds in the sky. Think white, fluffy clouds of different shapes in the sky. You watch how feathery clouds float and form new shapes. The sun's rays are streaming down and shining. Feel the sun's gentle warmth. It wraps you in comfort. in healing, in good health. And then as you look around a little bit more, you notice there's a house, a little beach house, right there near on the shoreline. And in this house, you notice you walk up to it, you go near this house. The windows are wide open. There's a beautiful, gentle breeze that's blowing. You open the front door and the back door of this house, and this breeze just blows right through from the front door to the back door. And we can imagine that thoughts in our mind are like this wind. And so as thoughts arrive in the mind that maybe don't belong here right now, like that beautiful breeze flowing through that beach house, the thoughts breeze in and they breeze out, just like that beautiful breeze through the house. We just allow them to flow through and visit just for a moment or two. We take a breath here, long inhale, long exhale, like that gentle breeze, gentle breath. And then we start to move away from this house, back to the shoreline. And as you come to the shore, across that sparkling sand, perhaps there's a positive thought or word written in the sand. This message is for you today. Maybe it's the word joy. Maybe it's the word peace. Maybe it's wellness, good health. Whatever it is, breathe this positive thought that comes to your mind, that comes written here for you today in this meditation. Breathe this in. And in your mind, taking this picture of the shore and the house, the sky, take it all in once again. Noticing how you feel. Setting you up for the day ahead with joy, with ease, with good energy. And then we'll take a scan of the body from head to toe, noticing if there's any tension or tightness, holding on to any muscles that feel a little bit tight. Any muscles across the forehead, behind the eyes, across the jaw. We see if we can consciously relax those muscles. Across the shoulders and the arms. The belly and the legs and the feet. Take a few more cycles of breath here. Starting to bring awareness back, being aware of the room that you're in, the space that you're in, the chair, the couch, or wherever you're sitting, being aware of that support beneath you, the four walls around you, the floor below, the ceiling above, that you're in your space. And then starting to deepen the breath a little bit. And then we'll bring some gentle movement back into the body, perhaps moving the fingers and the toes. Maybe circling the wrists, circling your ankles, gentle movement. If you're in a seated position and it's okay with your arms and shoulders, maybe you lift and stretch the arms up to the sky. And bring the hands and arms back down by your side. You could do that a few times. If you're lying down, maybe stretch your whole body out long, fingertips away from the toes for a full body stretch if that feels good. If you're seated too, you could maybe take a gentle twist side to side, just gentle. And then slowly starting to flutter your eyes open if they are closed. And I thank you so much for being here this morning and bearing with us through technology. And I hope you have a beautiful, peaceful, easeful day today. And we've got you nice and calm before your lunchtime today.